All right, we're back after watching that Cloud9 Renegades game there on Mirage. 16-6 for Cloud9.
Yeah, Cloud9, they just look ridiculously dominant.
Almost in the same fashion when they took 25-1 to the road to the Pro League Finals last year. But we're not going back to last year. Let's talk about going to the Pro League Finals this year in Dallas. Get your tickets right now at proleague.com/Dallas, where you can probably see Bach there and play with his beard a little bit if you want.
I mean, if they want to have a booth, I'll charge $1. I did tell you about my experience, right? A woman who may or may not have had one too many that pet my beard at a store where you buy more of what she had already had too many of.
What? I mean, gummy
she just
bears
came
and,
up to me. She
candy
said,
and
"Can
cookies,
I?"
right?
She said, "Can I?" And she just started touching my beard.
Outstanding. Well, let's talk about some of the cash you spent in there, but more so the cash that we're going to have played out in front of us right now with Renegades and Cloud9. Obviously, Cloud9's still the favorite to go into this one, and I think at this point it's much more so of a just overpowering entity that Cloud9 is in the server right now.
Yeah, I think just in general, like Renegades made a lot of mistakes. They definitely didn't look like the team that made playoffs last season, but when Renegades had everything they needed to win a round, like a 2 versus 3 with the HP advantage and positional advantage, Cloud9 was still winning, and it was all off of individual talent. Like, there's no reason why Cloud9 should win a 2 versus 3 with 11 combined HP.
Well, standing by to give us more analysis on cash with Cloud9 is going to be Eric DeBear Stromberg, who's going to be rocking an American accent this time around. I'm absolutely sure of it. Take it away, DeBears.
Thank you, Stunna. We're going to take a look in Cloud9 on cash, and we're going to see what they do against NIP on this first gun round. Now, as you can see, this is the 4th round, first gun round. They want to win this round. You got Cloud9. Looks like a typical B hit. But one thing that they do a little differently from most other teams is they completely smoke off checkers and ignore it. They don't go in there because, one, this person vents like Forrest, who just he had to kind of force him to push through the smoke, try to get the kills, is that if you take over checkers room, you're going to get crossfired on if they're in vents. It's very hard to peek towards vents and to peek behind you at the same time. So so Cloud9 is like, no more. Just ignore it. Let's just forget about checkers. Let's just take in the bomb site. Let's just smoke off and Molotov everything else, completely ignore checkers, and it works so well that they took away the risk of clearing checkers. They waited till they take the B-bomb site and then clear checkers, because there's a lot of crossfires these days where there's a guy vents and a guy behind the checker room box. And so very nice play by Cloud9. And back to you, Stunna.
Thank you to Bears. Awesome. Per the usual, still no tracksuit, but
still no. Yeah.
It happens. Now, to focus a little bit more here on Cloud9 on cash, obviously they're the more dominant team going to the server. We've said that about 50 times. But what more can we expect out of this C9 team going into this one?
All right, so if you remember, we watched them play against Winterfox recently, and what ended up happening was Cloud9 got super aggressive. Stewie's opping, he's pushing B. Nothing is winning clutch situations. It was just consistent individual play that was getting them round wins. Basically, exactly what we just saw on Mirage.
Well, I think it's definitely one of these situations where Stewie has to come out and he has to just lay it out on the table. And to bring us that action is going to be the Blue and Days combo. Take it away, Blazed.
All right, yeah, thank you very much, Stunna. We are getting prepped for our second map, but it's back to the usual maps here in the North American side. It's cash again. It's going to be the Aussies versus the North Americans once again, as well as Renegades going to take another crack at it here on cash.
Yeah, and I think cash, I mean, there's been times where they've been pretty impressive on cash. I remember seeing them do A executes, getting on the boost, throwing really nice nades from the boost box towards highway and A, and then like faking A, bringing people out on the boost and kind of pinching towards A and things of that nature. But that comes down to using your utility properly. And you know what? I mean, we haven't been seeing that from Renegades. I do hope, in their case, that they're going to be more comfortable on cash, that this is going to be a closer game, that they could really, show us, like, their talent as individuals is not showing up in the server. I know how good these guys are. I've played against them. I've played with them in Rank S and whatnot. As individuals, they're very technically sound, technically talented. They just need to play that way as a team, use their utility properly as a team, not make these individual peaks and mistakes that we consistently see all 5 players really make.
All right, guys, well, it is time to jump into it now. Cloud9 will be starting off on the CT side here. The Renegades over on the T side. Let's get directly into it and see if they have a little bit of a better time here on this map, as unfortunately the fight just wasn't really there. Back on Mirage. To open things up, we are going to see the Renegades go for a pretty decisive push towards the A-bomb site, in all honesty. No boosts or anything like that. They're just going directly in A main. 2 of them are, I should say. Whereas the other 3 are actually going to sneak through the squeaky hallway up to that door and see if they can find an entry point from that position. Skadoodle will be the one trying to fend this back off, but they did buy smokes and flashbangs, and it's right in Skadoodle's face at the start, so he cannot do anything to resist this, but he gets the bomb, hello, and he's going to look for even more than that, but unfortunately won't be the case. Smokes are blocking off the rest of the CTs currently, so they can't do anything to respond to that kill they just got on Skadoodle. Nothing tried to move in, but Automatic just taps onto Azure, destroys him, finds a second one here onto Yam, and then even gets a third against Ustillo as well. JKS trying to respond, but now he's stuck in the corner. They can already commit to this defuse here. There's no problems on it at all. They're swinging, they're playing with the door. This is the end of the round. There's nothing that JKS can do, and when the door finally swings open enough, Automatic just destroys JKS through it. Beautiful opener from Automatic.
Yeah, quick flank by Stewie into the door there, but the real MVP of that round was actually Nothing's flashbang. We saw Skadoodle blind in a site for a long time. He was able to stay alive for a while and get a kill, but only because Nothing's flashbang came so quickly from that white truck. That really allowed Skadoodle that time to get unblind, get that kill, and kind of delay any type of plant from Renegades. By the time they got that plant, Automatic flanking A main, I think it was. Stewie flanking the door. Renegades not able to set up in time. Now we see them saving. This is a beautiful...
It's a big sticker.
What is going on?
It's the sticker glitch.
I've never seen that before. That's a common thing?
Yeah. It sometimes goes away when you just change players. But yeah, there's sometimes like the stickers just bug out and they just float in midair in front of the gun. So the EV1 are the trades that start this one off here. So he actually bites off a bit more than he can choose, so he has to go back behind cover. But the repeak with his default pistol is going to be enough to close it out. Adder and Azure go down pretty quickly after that.
Yeah, so very fast cleanup by Renegades. You know, they are saving there. They're going to get a bye coming this round. No, we'll see if there's an op coming out. I don't think there will be from Cloud9. I'm a big fan of this. I told you this before, Blue, when you know they're going to buy third round and you actually just kind of, you know, save like a USP or whatever. Second round, getting off that third round, I think is a game changer. They don't smoke middle. Cloud9 doesn't, and sets up in a 1-3-1 right off the bat. Nothing gets flashed in. I think that's a little bit too obvious of what you're doing. Yam getting boosted, though, just dies to Automatic for free, coming from those sandbags. So that's just an easy frag for him. When you're set up and you know how to play the sandbags, you're always going to get that kill on that first boost kill.
Whiff smoke from Azure here as well, crossed into the door a little bit too quickly, so it bounces off the side. And now Skadoodle's wrapped back up. He's been able to get free access to 2 of his opponents here. Even chimes in for a third. Just easy pickings right now for C9. And JKS is already your LMS here, stuck inside of A main. He does finish the job against Skadoodle. There's a lot more than that. He finds the second one, but turns his back for the third, and that's where Automatic is going to close out here and put C9 on the board for the first gun round.
Yeah, they end the round with 3 alive. You know, Skadoodle with multiple kills. What is that? 3 kills that they jump through the main smoke with AKs versus ump. So I don't know, man. Just not the best strategical play by Renegades. You know, I made that tweet and I said, you know, like it's very odd that Renegades is just like getting worse, it seems, right? And a couple guys responded to me. Zeus responded to me, and he said, well, in practice, they all just kind of fight and just hold W, and all you can do is just sit there and wait, you know? And then a couple other pro players and coaches, you know, responded back, and they're like, yeah, this is absolutely true. It just seems like when we practice against them, they're just, you know, they're all just rushing you and peeking you. So it's like you kind of practice the way you play, right? And that's going to translate directly into what's going to happen in a server. And yeah, you might be able to beat certain teams like that. You know, a lot of the lower teams in Pro League even, you know, and I don't expect Renegades to get relegated to Premier or anything like that, because I think they're better than that. And I think they will get quite a few wins on the season, as they're just going to come to just 2 players holding and Shroud and Nothing. But, you know, as they're just probably going to clean up this round. I know it's a 3v1 right now. Big whiff there. But, you know, back to my point a little bit is that, you know, they're practicing a certain way most likely, and, you know, you can beat certain teams like that, you know, not to name names, but, you know, some of the lower teams in Pro League, but when you play against good teams, you're just going to get punished over and over and over again. And that's a lot of what we've been seeing here, you know, going back to Mirage.
So Cloud9 with a solid lead set up here, but now we do see the first real big investment coming in for the Renegades as well. Before they had the AKs, but the utility was a little bit lapsed. Not like with the op sitting on Yam. Glass cannon up, granted. And he's going to have a little bit more utility behind it, as will the rest of these guys now finally too. But JKS, with his knife out, hops a little bit too deep into the sunroom there. And that's where Stewie's going to meet his first mark on this run. Already losing their player that lurks over there in the B halls. And while the rest on the Renegades, look like they're going to go for a pretty fast deployment out on towards the A bomb site here. As they're stacking up towards it now, the bomb's even grouping up with them here. Skadoodle certainly expecting something here as he's deploying flashbangs and whatnot at just the right timing. Smokes him over top, but actually Yam, a nice spot there. He takes him down. The smoke did still go out, but they don't care. They're going to push through that. And Azur also finding nothing up on top here on the rafters, so it's good opener. They've spotted Shroud back over on the truck too, but this time he finds his mark. He's able to take down Usilibus. He's attempting to jump back on top, so it's been even back into a 3v3 as the others are wrapping around it. The bomb's only just now gone onto the ground, so they have time for the retake if they want to go for it. Just waiting for Automatic to get into a good position on the flank right now, which he's approaching the entrance to A main here, so we should be good to go in a second. Yam, however, still waiting for that peek from Shroud at the truck. The flashbangs blinded him to send him into coverage. Shroud's good to move out now if he wants to. That time is now passed, and he will swing out, but it's a missed shot from Yam. And now Shroud's able to swing out further. He picks up the kill into Azur, follows it up onto Yam. Adder at least responds by taking down Shroud, but then Automatic on the A main flank. He'll finish the job. They're bringing a little bit close in the time here, but still plenty of time for the 5-second defuse, of course. So they're going to just rack up a fifth now.
Yeah, and those whiff shots from the forklift are probably the catalyst into losing that round. No armor on him as well, so as soon as he misses, the aim punch comes out. Not much chance to recover from there. And a really nice retake by Cloud9. If you notice what they did in that 3v3 is that they were very, very patient. Nobody really overpeaked until they had to. They actually tried to flash, you know, truck and site so that they actually could, or sorry, forklift and site so that Shroud could actually have movement to you know, do anything with. Now Renegades buying again with a quick, you know, 5-0 start for Cloud9. No smoke on the A main. And the other thing I want to say about that round is that I didn't know you could die from where Skadoodle was throwing that smoke. I actually throw that smoke all the time after I spot from quad. And I'm like, how did he die there? Maybe he was pushed up a little bit, you know, forward to his left, or, you know, not fully back against the wall or something like that.
So off of this one now, Cloud9 are even going to have a double op setup to work with too. Stewie picking that up, and we saw how potent he was with it the other day as well here. So it's certainly not going to be something that you want to underestimate, is the power that Stewie can bring to the table with that up. And I mean, even at the white box position, this was his spot to play. Yesterday's matches that they were in, Molly's over top is actually great because it just isolated Yam. He's stuck here on his own now. He'll throw the bomb actually back down for very obvious reasons. Stewie, though, adjusting his position away, but peeks up in time just to spot that push. He misses the shot itself, but he still knows that there is a presence here. He's going to play it back a bit more passively, though, expecting someone to peek from that main garage door, and he may actually get that in the form of JKS. It's all very, very hesitant, though, and very, you know, sort of not really put together very well on the Renegades side. They do call off the boost. They all go back down. They're still in a default setup with 35 seconds to go, so they need to do something here soon. It does look like, again, though, that there isn't really a decision being made. It's going to go into the A-bomb site, but players are split up. They kind of have this haphazard mid-play coming back out, and they've yet to even execute out onto the actual site just yet. They're hoping for this mid-control, but Stewie is free. He's got free ground to walk right up. Skadoodle pops all these players pushing out for Squeaky, and he's already got two, looking for the third down. He's going to get it against Yam. One more in the corner, and it's into the hole with him. Skadoodle gets the big 4K, and the Renegades get nothing out of that round.
That was so sick by Scott. Oh my goodness. Only things that he could seemingly do. And Stewie, again, this is kind of like a mirror of what we saw last night, you know, when he was playing against Winter Fox on Cash, right? Just out in the open at Highway, playing super aggressive. He made it 4v5B. He just made it 4v5 in middle, just not getting punished for these very, very, very overly aggressive moves.
Yeah, so Stewie, again, just waiting for that boost. He's actually going to be chased out there by Azur this time as they do catch him with a flash, and he's not able to get back behind the white box quickly enough. Skadoodle mistimes the shot there as he's also hit by a flashbang, wrapping around the corner here. He doesn't see the players up on top, but he gets the spot as he still jumps down in the wrong position here. Still alone on the site. And at the other end of the red box here, well, Automatic's going to swing up on the other side here. He finds Azur, drops down, catches a second player in mid. Yam's out of the picture here now. It's down to Adder and JKS. Adder holding on for one more frag, but that's going to be it. Skadoodle nothing. Close the door. And Cloud9 go up 7-0.
Yeah, that was really looking scary for Cloud9 as soon as Skadoodle got flashed during that 4v5 because Highway was open. But they are able to hold onto the site and play it very, very well after that. Stewie finally getting caught, though. you know, playing like really aggressive CS like that, they're finally able to punish him. Now, though, you know, still, they don't have a round yet. They are fully bot, though, and it looks like they're doing a very, very quick A-take or exec.
And the rest of Renegades now trying to move themselves into A main, as you said, for that exec. Cloud9 aren't even in the site. They're playing basically full retake right now. And they've got aggression possibly on the counter boost too, so they can put a pretty quick stop to their numbers if they do move in. And it's partially a flubbed flashbang here. I'm actually surprised Sudo even missed that shot. Misses a second one too, so he lets them all in. There's Automatic though, back from Highway, along with nothing, excuse me, Automatic on the flank, as mentioned previously. He's going to be an A main, and he even spots JKS in this little boost up position. He's not going to be able to find the kill. Stewie wrapping back in though. He's on Highway, and he is going to be able to pick up Azure. JKS just standing there, didn't realize that there was two guys stacked together by Toxic, so he'll be taken out by Stewie as well. Now Yustillo is sitting over here, boosted up on top of one of his teammates behind the quad position. It's Adder and Yustillo that find 2 kills. One more trade from Stewie, but Adder picking up an additional one. Now he's got a 1v2 to deal with. They're going to double peek him. Stewie's going to finish the job. He'll grab a nice 4K on the round, and Cloud9 continue to push forward without a round on the board for the Aussies.
Yeah, and I mean, they're very lucky that they even got into the site in a 5v5 scenario. I mean, I know it was a retake setup, but the botch smoke on Highway, it just, things like that are inexcusable to me. You know, when you're in the Pro League and, you know, you're coming from a different country, you're playing pro CS for a living, and you're missing like a Highway smoke like that. Scudo should have 2 or 3 kills there on the cross. You know, they're just lucky that he wasn't able to connect on those shots. But anyways, the retake once again coming out from Cloud9. They're able to just they're able to just win rounds that they seemingly shouldn't be in very good positions to win.
All right, so nothing is up aggressively against the box here. Smoke with a small little hole through it that he would be able to spot through, and he's even going to have support from Automatic too, because there's no pressure in mid. So he was able to get all the way up to the vents and drop down if he wants to. He reapplies the smoke and is going to take up an even more aggressive position now. They're holding back, waiting for the bomb along with Yam to rotate over to this position so that they can actually make a bid for this. But they still have 2 guys deployed in A main and Squeaky Hall to try and execute on an A as well, and possibly try to throw a bit of a fake. So we'll see how this pans out. Still obviously plenty of time left, so we can still see quite a few of these players change positions if the need should arise. But Skedoodle, he knows something's up. He actually misses the no-scope up close here. He's still looking for that player, and he's spotted by Azure, so they swing back around. More on the Highway position. Stewie's going to catch that tree, but then Yam finding another one here onto the B bomb. So it did work. The fake did pull an additional player off towards mid, and so it was only 1 guy on B they had to kill. So they get set control in that regard. They still have Yustillo sitting here on A, and I don't think he's been detected yet. He's going to be pushing out, though, and Shroud was still waiting for this player, so he's able to eliminate him. This goes down to an even 3v3. It's still going to be a bit rough on the retake. You look at Cloud9, all 3 have kits, so they have the extra time, but in terms of like utility and whatnot, 2 flashbangs to work with here. Stewie's going to toss his back in. That's his body. He does see the butt of the rifle, but Gomez is going to be able to push in, takes down Shroud up top. Automatic still alive here, saves his teammate's life, and combos in for a second kill against Adder. So now it's just down to Yam, but they're running low on time. They need to get the heck into this site. Yam, instant headshot, but he looks away. Thankfully, finishes the job, though, and is going to get that last kill against Stewie, but that one was almost lost.
Yeah, but Cloud9 didn't need to win that round. I don't even think when they were in that 3v3, they were really even hoping to win the round. They were just hoping to get as many kills as possible, because now they could just put Renegades on a save. I mean, you see, they're just going to have AKs and op. They're fully bought here, but if they lose this round, they're going to be down to 1,400, and Cloud9 will probably end up 11-1 before they even buy again. So Cloud9's, like, if you lose a round, that's how you want to lose the round. Yam peeking middle, takes a 73 damage op shot, you know, by probably Stewie there, I would assume. But that's how you want to lose a round. If you're going to lose a round like that, you want to lose a round where you could just reset them. And now we'll see if Cloud9 is able to do what they you know, want to right here.
Stewie goes up to the boost. They haven't made noise, so this may remain a secret, as no one, despite the fact that they were close to both Squeak Halls and A-Man, I'm not sure if they made anything that would give it away. They'll be positioned up here for right now. Beyond this, it's aggressive in the checkers room over there on the B-bomb site for C9, as they're holding, and they've even counter-boosted nothing up to watch out for mid-presence. It's been a while actually since we've seen an active attempt to take mid-control for the Renegades. They've been actually shying away for it and just going for your default executes here into A-main and not really wanting to use the highway pressure or anything like that to get themselves in. They may have gone vents once or twice, but that's about it. Beyond this, it's been fairly straightforward here from this T side, and it seems like it might be the case yet again. As I say that, though, they did just boost Yam up on top of this spot, and he may move himself in between. Skedoodle is going to be tested. Normally, it's Stewie playing this spot, so Skedoodle will have to see if he can work in this environment as well. The Molotov moves in. It halts Adder from pushing back out. Gomez at the same time sitting inside of here. Adder, this is, excuse me. Yam had gone down from his boost up position, so it's really just Adder peek back out. Azur does come in to sort of correct the situation after he loses Adder, but then Skadoodle moves in, trades out Azur, and we can see JKS pushing back in. Stewie knocking out Yustillo. JKS has this position in the site, but I think Shroud's looking out for it. The flashbang is not going to connect, but now Shroud knows he's sitting in the bomb site. The bomb itself is still at the entrance to the garage, so he got B control, but in the meantime, Yam's sitting back in like T-spawn right now. I mean, he's saving, obviously, at this point, and JKS has kind of just walked into the site and is going to kind of awkwardly back out as the time ticks down to 0 here.
Yeah, and that makes the money even a weirder situation, right? You have 3 players getting 1,400, 2 saving guns with an op and an AK. So I'm assuming they're going to buy Tech-9s here to, you know, try to just support these guns. I think it's too late in this game to save in a situation like this. So you're going to have to work off Yam, maybe hope he could get an entry, and then you could swarm the site with the Tech-9s and win some type of a retake scenario. But it's not too horrible of a buy. I mean, you got 2 Tech-9s, 2 AKs, and an op, but you don't have much utility, just a few flashbangs, a smoke, and a Molotov. So Renegades here aggressively peeking A main. You know, Cloud9 in a strange setup that you don't usually see at the start of the round. 1 around, you know, 2 around highway, 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom, 1 into A site.
Well, we've got Yam getting ready to deploy out onto the site itself here now. Time getting still a bit early on, of course, but Yam, he's able to bait automatic into the open. They catch that shot, then Stewie's going to toss in the smoke. That locks out the guys inside of Squeaky for right now, and he'll hold the close angle in the event they do try to push outside of it. His gaze, though, does shift a little bit closer towards A main, and he's been gravitated towards this before. We've seen how well he's able to play aggressively inside. Normally, he does have the support of a team flash or something like that, though, going inside of this one, so this would explain why he hasn't actually pushed for it just yet. Nothing along with the Skadoodle or in proximity, but again, their focus has also shifted. They're worried a lot more about mid right now, but this position could catch Renegades off guard if they do move in to redeploy here in a second. And there's been nothing else at mid yet. C9 have not had a reason to push back either, and I'm not sure if that was it. Flood Wonderlord, it looked like glitched for a second, so a bit of a mistake there, but he's still able to combo in for 2 kills. Adder and Yustillo both go down. He's hopping out of the way. Azur had pushed in. He had a free shot against him, but I think he got hit by a flashbang and went behind cover instead. Taken out by Skadoodle, and now Skadoodle just sinking the shots again. Yam goes down here now. It's just JKS up to line. Flashes abound against him. They didn't see him in the corners, so Stewie a bit of a mess up there, but thankfully nothing corrects that before it goes any further.
Yeah, that was a 4v5, and now Renegades ecoing here, I'm assuming, with only 2,000 on each player. But I think he tried to Molotov and was hoping it would go through the wall, actually. But they actually fixed that a while back in some updates. But that would have been... I was thinking, I'm like, there's no way this works, right? So I think he was just messing around, seeing if it worked.
So as the Renegades go on to a full eco, to be honest, we won't expect much from them in this round. They have not had the best track record when it comes to playing out these full eco rounds and doing really any damage at all to their opponent's side here. We can see they just go inside of A main. The few players that were pushed out towards B in the default stack are now going to be grouping up with them in a moment here too. So it looks like they'll just try to play this out onto the A bomb site, and if it doesn't work, then whatever. Nothing's actually the only one here at the moment. They've got a lot of pressure in mid and over in the B bomb site, but there's not a lot of defenses set up here on A, so they're probably going to try to rush into this one here, and they might have a run boost there to possibly get themselves in on Yustillo. No, I don't think so, actually. Just having Gomez up on top, so they jump themselves in. Molotovs and 1 are thrown onto the site, and Skadoodle gets the double. Azur and Yam both go down, nothing at automatic, chiming in for those 2 rifle kills, and it's just Yustillo in the corner. They know he's here. Half damage or half HP nade connecting onto him. There's nowhere to run, Yustillo. You might as well just run out and give your life away, but oh, maybe not. Hiding in the corner seems to have worked out. He gets the triple tap headshot onto nothing. Down at 19 HP, though. That's the only kill he's going to get, and automatic will end the round right there.
Yeah, 11-1. Cloud9 making quick work of Renegades on this CT half. Nothing to really, you know,
Double.
Yeah, nothing to really be proud about either if you're Renegades right here. You know, it's not like one of their players is really performing very well. I don't think any of them even are in double-digit kills right now.
Yeah, not a single one. 7, 6, 3, 5, and 5 again are the kills there across the board for the Renegades at the moment. Stewie just holding up close with the op. We actually saw him play this position yesterday, and I think he's going to be hard to work with, but no. Grabs that kill, goes inside of the garage. They know he's here, but he's been able to recover. 2 no-scopes in a row from Stewie. And let's see if he can get a third as he's being challenged from around the box here, chasing down that kill, but a little bit of hesitance. Again, he's got the bomb here, so he wants to keep control, but finally put down by JKS. Yam got an additional kill, but he's already been traded out by Automatic. And now Azur up on the bomb site here, sneaking up. He does manage to find Skadoodle, so this goes 2v2. Now 2v1 as JKS grabs another kill from mid. Shroud all of a sudden has to rotate off of B and group up, but he could drop the bomb again here if JKS doesn't expect him. He does, but it doesn't matter. Shroud gets the kill. Now there's still a minute on the clock, so Azur has all the time in the world to play with this. But still, it comes down to a 1v1 battle here as Azur is sneaking back the remaining, and he was loud about it, so I don't know if Shroud heard a footstep or not, but he's adjusted to it. He's prepared for this peak, and he's got the perfect lineup about it. He gets the 1v2 clutch, and Cloud9 continue to push forward yet again.
Telling you, man, Stewie 2K, the Hulk Hogan of NACS, he's just running wild out here, man. Just running wild. He can do no wrong.
Can't stop him.
Like next to mid main with an op, running around through smokes, never punished, just runs wild.
And so Cloud9 continue to be basically unscathed overall in this entire matchup. Just a few slip-ups that the Renegades have been able to gain advantages upon, but it hasn't been too fantastic. They're 12-1 down as we go into the last 2 rounds of the half. They're on a Tech 9 buy, and hello, there's 2 deaths already. Adder did catch Shroud as he was a bit overexposed here. And, well, what's this from Azur running out? They didn't account for that one, so he strikes in with a second kill, but Automatic again with these aggressive pushes stops these T's from going anywhere.
Shot by Automatic. That was really, really smooth on that 3rd kill.
And off of that, we go into our last round. Will be a full investment from the Renegades, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything at all, as their actual executes in one have still been very lackluster, and they haven't led to a whole lot of success, except for on 1 round.
When Stewie ops like this, it's kind of like JW in his prime, like a couple of years ago. That's like kind of what it reminds me of, you know? It's just like puts himself in these ridiculous positions, situations, but he's always comes out and is successful. And really the reason he's able to do that is because, to be honest, he pretty much knows what you're going to do kind of before you even do it. And that's why he's able to do that. He always knows what's going to happen, who's going to peek that area first, whether he should do, you know, be looking this way or whatever. And just such fast, quick thinking whenever he's in like a chaotic situation as well.
Yam, as we saw there, got himself a free shot onto nothing early on, but he whiffed it. Now the flashbang's gonna go out, and look at this, it's free for nothing. 3 fast kills. He gets traded, but clearly the damage he done is worth the trade, as everybody standing inside of that teammate entryway just gets absolutely decimated. It's down to JKS and Adder now to try and make an effort at this one. And we'll see if they can try to do it here. At the very least, they wait for Automatic to come back into the vents. That's actually been sort of a common play for him. So they're able to get a read onto that one and counter it back out. But there's still everybody essentially waiting for them to push into this B bomb site. You've got Shroud stuck in the tree room right now, who has a smoke to allow him to push back in on the other side of the ramp leading up to the platform. They still have not gone into the site just yet. And they also have Stewie lurking outside of the mid garage right now to watch in case they try to go for mid control. 2 on B. Skadoodle quite hesitantly, though, and he could very quickly fall back and wrap up towards A. But they are going to bypass mid and just go all the way around towards A main, which at the moment is clear. They will need to start moving in a second, though. Keep on the timer, only 20 seconds left, so they've got to get themselves up to the site sooner or later here. And they're going to push towards it again. They haven't seen anything on this site, so we have the rotates now coming off from both Stewie and Skadoodle up to the site. And Stewie will just try to spray through it. It's not going to connect, so they will be able to get up to the site and get the bomb onto the ground. But the retake is going to be there very quickly. In fact, the Molotov knocking off 40% of JKS's health pool here. They'll boost up on top of Quad. That's going to give away where they both are right from the beginning of it, though. Even if JKS is successful here, and it only evens out the scoreline, and it does not. Shroud finds the first and second kills, and there you have it. Cloud9 continue to push forward, only dropping a single round here on the first half of Cash. Ladies and gentlemen, it might be a quick one, but you're going to want to stick around for the second half. It's coming up here in just a few moments, right here at the ESL Pro League.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
All right, welcome back again, guys. 14-1 for Cloud9 on Cash, not showing any signs of struggle at all. And for the Renegades, well, they're a hot mess currently, as they've only got one round coming off their T side.
Yeah, I think that's putting it lightly.
Pretty much.
I mean, there's like just almost nothing that you see that is even something that gives you confidence, right? Like, it's just a slaughter. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just them just trying to brute force their way in all these rounds back to back to back, and when they try to execute one, not miss smokes, miss flashbangs, like even like simple ones they try to do at the beginning of the round when they're not even pressured. It's just everything's going wrong for them right now. It's just a mess.
It really is. It really is. And I don't know what this team needs to get out of that funk, whether they need roster shakeups, whether they need, you know, a new coach, whether they need, you know, who knows what they need. But I know that these guys are better than this. I know from playing with them how good they are. It's just, I don't know.
Well, we can talk about some good things in the meantime, and that's all about Cloud9 right now.
I was like, well, I'm not going to talk about Renegades in that fact.
As, yeah, we can see Automatic stats up on the screen there. 124.9 ADR. Specifically, Automatic has been really good on that CT side of kind of responding to when Renegades finally did start to apply that pressure and responding with really quick rotates and really fast-paced kills, specifically like with the vent dives that he was doing back into the B-bomb side. He was really good at that.
Automatic, one of his best strengths as a player is not necessarily his ability to take the initiation, but his ability to react to what is happening and react to it quickly, and also to react to it, you know, properly and you know, in a way that's going to win the round.
Well, speaking of quick things, it's going to be a fast push from Cloud9 over here towards the B-bomb site. Again, keep in mind, this is not the actual play. Acer holds the one and done spot and doesn't even get the one. He's just done. Shroud knocks him out. JKS at the very least is able to hold, but a jumping Shroud is able to evacuate. And in the meantime, they took free control of the A-bomb site. Keep in mind, though, only 2 are positioned in that site right now. Meanwhile, 3 CTs are about to rush up, and it's a bit of a race for the last one there. Ustillo leaping in, finds Automatic. Stewie's able to trade. He gets a second one as well. That holds off the site for right now. JKS is here. He's got the 1v2. He's still racing against Shroud. He gets there first. He lines up the kill, but he's not able to execute. He only brings him down to 19 HP. Stewie just ducking, like dabbing in front of the bomb right now as he's sitting there. As he's waiting for him to go for the defuse. But I don't know if he's going to be braced upon it now. He's trying to shift. He's looking for him in there, and he's sniping around. He's got him! There we go, Stewie. Finds the backstab on JKS, and it's Cloud9 immediately up to match point.
Stewie can do no wrong. He can do no wrong. Everything he tries just works, no matter what. So 15-1, and Automatic has an off.
Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. A little bit weird, but I don't think they're too worried about it, considering that there's the forward spy from the Renegades. As he's going to push himself right into the garage doorway here at the start. Not going to be spotting anyone. The mid presence here from the Renegade side is behind the sandbags right now from Yam. So we'll see if they just go over top and check it. They're just going for a head dive, though, to be completely honest here. They've spotted one. They get Yam on the peak. There's another player with an SMG waiting for the play over there towards White Box. He still actually holds in that position, but JKS here on the site. There's Automatic. Actually, awkwardly kind of spots Azur and clips him through the box a little bit, down to 25, and then spins 180. He thinks he's going to have a knife or something, get revenge from the last round, but no. Automatic destroys him. It's down to Ustillo now in a 1v4. He's going to try to push into this site, but what hope does he have? It's not much. I think he spotted the leg of one of these guys. Jumps in, gets that kill, but is then shot from the back by Stewie to close it out. 16-1 is going to be the final score here on map number 2 between these two teams, and it's 100% Cloud9 that take them both. They get a nice 2-0 for the evening, and their record continues to soar. Fortunately for the Renegades, their record continues to sink as they're now down 0-6.
I don't know what you're looking at me for. I just want to hear what our analysts are going to say about that game.
So let's send it over to them, guys. Stunna and Bach, let's hear your thoughts.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm sure you're real anxious over there, Sam. However, there is really not a whole lot to say other than the Cloud9 show that we just witnessed. I think that was just a execution on the very bare bones of it.
I mean, it's very reminiscent of the game we saw last night when they played against Winter Fox. Basically, just no contest. Cloud9 at a certain point just was like, I'm not scared. Like, the round that you really want to emphasize is that round where Stewie pushes mid with an AWP, gets a kill, runs through a smoke, gets the other guy as he passes through the smoke. That should not happen. He actually was set up for a third kill. Those things should just not occur. And it felt like time and time again, I mean, Cloud9 was just outplaying them on an individual level, team level. No way did Renegades look like the team that made playoffs last season.
No, absolutely not. And 100%, this isn't even, I can't completely attribute it all to Cloud9 being awesome because we see them playing awesome. But on the other side of the spectrum, what is going on with this Renegades team? This is 2 maps, pure blowout almost.
Yeah, and there were a lot of mistakes and missed opportunities, like even going to the pistol round. They push B, as is in Snacks. He's sitting right in the corner, and he misses a guy dead in front of him. He's about your distance away from me, and somehow his USP is just giving him a halo.
You think that's like a couple hundred pixels here?
Yeah, I'd say it depends on your res.
Well,
If you were 4-3, we would look a lot different.
I'm sure. Some people see in 4-3. It's weird like that.
I need like 3-5 so I can look skinny again.
Well, that's awkward. But, I mean, nonetheless, look, when we talk about this match, you can't ignore the fact that Automatic was just absolutely pulverizing these guys. 44 and 22 KD.
Yikes.
But that ADR, that DAR, though, 109.
And it's not the first time we've seen a stat line like that for a member of Cloud9. Like Stu, I think, did the same thing last night against Renegades, or against Winter Fox. In general, everyone from Cloud9 has a memorable stat line. Like you look at last night even, or today, Nothing had several clutch plays, a lot of big 3Ks. Everyone was chiming in. There wasn't like one player who's like letting everybody else do the work. Everyone was fighting for the montage.
No, absolutely. This is definitely one of those that the movie maker over at Cloud9 Calais, he's gonna enjoy this. I think he's gonna have a lot to work with, especially that pistol round. You know, you see Tim running there. I think he gets a 3K. They start the defuse, and Tim after he keeps closing the door on him, and he waits, and then he goes in. It was just at that point, that's when you knew Renegades had messed up.
Yeah, I mean, the whoever makes that frag video is going to get talked to when he gives the final revision, and they say, oh, you know, I think we have too many Renegades clips, because that's basically what this game was. It was just a frag video for Cloud9.
Absolutely. I mean, firing on all cylinders, this is the Cloud9 that, you know, North America likes to see. I'm real proud of you guys. This is the Cloud9 I like to see. Let's expand a little bit further on this, and let's say, you know, is this a new Cloud9 under Valens, or is just Cloud9 playing a struggling Renegades?
I think it's the latter, and I don't think Valens really had much input in their match tonight or their match last night. I think in general, once it was obvious that they were of a different caliber, they were just able to take over and kind of do whatever they wanted. Like, there's no way Valens tells Stewie, hey, Stewie, I want you to push mid here with the AWP and get underneath the boost spot.
But he might have said, hey, Stewie, you feeling it? Go for it.
Go do whatever you want. You got a good spawn? All right, just go ahead. Just run. Put your Nikes on and go wherever you feel like it.
No, absolutely outclassed. I mean, for this Renegades team, going back to the drawing board, I mean, obviously there's something going on there. And as we said before this, I see what you did. I'm kidding. As we said before this, it's one of those things where it's only, you know, speculation on our behalf. Like, we can't really sit here and say, oh, well, this is the problem, this is the problem, this is the problem, because you never really know. These guys are in a house. These guys are in North America. Like, what's going on?
Well, that's like Daze had kind of alluded to it. You basically came to this country for one reason, and that's to play Counter-Strike. And you're in a gaming house designed around the concept of you constantly playing CS. So what's happening? Because that didn't look like a team that's constantly playing CS. That looked like the opposite. It looked like a team who's never playing CS. We had mentioned that with Winter Fox, too. Like, they have a gaming house. They have all these facilities. It didn't seem like they were using them. We didn't do that with Renegades because we just made the assumption, oh, these guys are playing rank S. They're definitely scrimming against other teams. But just from an outsider's perspective, watching them play, it's almost as if they're not putting in the same effort as they were last season.
No, we've got a tweet loaded up here from Young Stewart 2K. 2-0 against Renegades, making them 6-0 in EPL for the season. And
very edgy.
Very edgy. You know, it's the little things, right? This is Twitter. You have 140 characters. It's weird like that. But nonetheless, congratulations to them and their 2-0 tonight. Made pretty quick work of Renegades, and obviously going forward, it should be pretty easy. We'll be right back after this commercial break. And when we do come back, we're going to have Complexity and Liquid on Cash and Overpass. We'll be right back at 7:20 PST. So make sure you guys don't go anywhere. If you do, bring back the popcorn, huh?